What up, it's Mr. Downtown Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Orlando for Friday, August 16th, 2024, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Kevin Costner's epic western Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1 is making its debut on Max August 23rd. Costner wrote, directed, and starred in the film, which is intended to be the first installment of a trilogy. The cast also includes Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Giovanni Ribisi, Abby Lee, Will Patton, Jenna Malone, Michael Rooker, Danny Houston, Luke Wilson, Jeff Farley, Isabel Furman, Ella Hunt, David O'Hara, and Owen Crow-Shu. The film, quotes, explores the lure of the Old West and how it was won and lost through the blood, sweat, and tears of many, according to the synopsis. Spanning the 4 years of the Civil War from 1861 to 1865, Costner's ambitious cinematic adventure will take audiences on an emotional journey across a country at war with itself, experienced through the lens of families, friends, and foes, all attempting to discover what it truly means to be in the United States of America. Horizon American Saga Chapter 2 is expected to premiere at the Venice Film Festival next month. Neon announced Friday that the horror film Longlegs has passed $100 million at the worldwide box office. $72 million comes from the United States and Canada. Longlegs opened July 12th in second place with $22.6 million behind Despicable Me 4. Longlegs now tops Parasite's $53.4 million domestic gross as Neon's highest grossing film and is the highest grossing independent film of 2024 and the last decade. Nicolas Cage stars as Longlegs, a serial killer who drives his victims to murder-suicide. Writer-director Osgood Perkins told UPI in an interview that Cage understood the character he'd written and brought him to life. Malika Monroe plays Lee Harker, the FBI agent in pursuit of Longlegs. Monroe said the film combines elements of Silence of the Lambs and Seven with supernatural horror. Alicia Witt plays Lee's mother. Witt says she and Cage shared an intuitive bond about playing their characters, her under the influence of Longlegs. Perkins most recently directed The Monkey for Neon, while Monroe will star in and produce They Follow for the studio, the sequel to her horror hit It Follows. The 76 Emmy Awards will be hosted by both Eugene and Dan Levy, marking the first time that a father and son will share the honor. Eugene and Dan, who are well known for portraying Johnny and David Rose in Schitt's Creek, expressed their excitement in a press release. They said, "For two Canadians who won our Emmys in a literal quarantine tent, the idea of being asked to host this year in an actual theater is incentive enough." Eugene Levy's recent work includes executive producing and starring in The Reluctant Traveler, a show that documents his trepidation as he explores the world, and that has twice been nominated for an Emmy. Season 2 premieres in April. Eugene Levy is slated to appear in Hulu's Only Murders in the Building Season 4. Dan Levy directed his first film, Good Grief, which aired on Netflix in January, and has since appeared in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Sex Education, and Haunted Mansion. Dan Levy will next appear in the Smurfs movie, Animal Friends, and At the Sea. Chris Abrego, Television Academy Chair, says, "We're thrilled to welcome two generations of comedy geniuses to the Emmy stage as hosts. Eugene and Dan Levy are known for creating unforgettable laugh-out-loud moments on screen. Together, they are supercharged. I cannot wait for Emmy fans to see what they have in store for all of us." The award ceremony premieres on ABC on September 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Hulu will stream the show the following day. The Apple TV Plus sci-fi drama Dark Matter is getting a second season, the streamer announced on Friday. Season 1 introduced viewers to Jason Desson, portrayed by Joel Egerton, a physicist who finds himself suddenly stuck in a different reality. The official synopsis reads, wonder quickly turns to nightmare when he tries to return to his reality amid the mind-bending landscape of lives he could have lived. In this labyrinth of realities, he embarks on a harrowing journey to get back to his true family and save them from the most terrifying, unbeatable foe imaginable, himself. Jason's wife is in the first version of reality is played by Jennifer Connelly. Jason's girlfriend in the alternative reality is played by Alice Braga. Jimmy Simpson, Deo and Kaneki, and Oaks Fegley also star. The show is based on the Blake Crouch novel of the same name, and Crouch is also the showrunner and executive producer. Crouch said, in the process of writing and filming season 1, we discovered that there was so much more story to tell, and we only scratched the surface of these characters as they fight for survival to find their way home through a landscape of mind-bending realities. Matt Tolmich and Edgerton are executive producing. Edgerton previously told UPI how excited he was to create a show that examines life's biggest questions. 3 18-year-olds and a 22-year-old accomplice have been arrested in connections with the slaying of General Hospital's actor Johnny Wactor in Los Angeles earlier this year, the LAPD announced Thursday. The 3 teenagers were arrested on murder charges while the older man was taken into custody on a charge of being an accessory to a crime, police said in a statement. Those arrests on murder warrants were identified as Robert Barquillo of Huntington Park, California, and Lionel Gutierrez and Sergio Estrada, each of Los Angeles County. Frank Olano, 22, of Inglewood, California, was jailed on the accessory warrant. The LAPD said that Wactor was shot in the area of Pico Boulevard and Hope Street in downtown Los Angeles at about 3:25 a.m. on May 25th. Witnesses says the slaying happened after Wactor had finished a shift working as a bartender in the area and discovered 3 suspects had raised his parking vehicle with the floor jack and were in the process of stealing the Cadillac converter. The actor was shot without provocation, after which the suspects fled in a stolen 2018 Black Infiniti Q50. Police sources told the Los Angeles Times they suspect the involvement of the Florencia 13th Street gang in the crime. Wactor had nearly 50 film and TV credits to name on the IMDb, but is probably best known for his performance as Brandon Corbin on General Hospitals from 2020 to 2022. Former Great White lead singer Jack Russell has died at the age of 63, his family said on social media Thursday. His family wrote on Instagram, Jack passed peacefully in the presence of his wife Heather Ann Russell, son Matthew Hucko, cousin Naomi Brashaw Bauer, and dear friends Billy and Cheryl Pettiglick. Jack is loved and remembered for his exceptional sense of humor, exceptional zest for life, and unshakable contribution to rock and roll, where his legacy will live and thrive. No cause of death was disclosed, but Russell was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia and multiple system atrophy last year. His family asked for privacy and said plans for a public memorial will be forthcoming. Great White was a hair metal band known for the 1980s hits Rock Me, Save Your Love, and Once Bitten, Twice Shy. He left the group in 1996 but returned in 2001 and toured with them under the name Jack Russell's Great White. Great White made headlines in 2003 when their stage pyrotechnics ignited a fire at the Station nightclub in Rhode Island, killing 100 people, including the band's guitarist Ty Longley. The band settled lawsuits connected with what is still considered the deadliest U.S. fireworks mishap. The new music video for Die With A Smile, a duet between Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, was released early Friday. The love song has already gotten more than 1.6 million views on YouTube. Mars directed the 4-minute clip with Daniel Ramos. It shows Mars and Gaga wearing matching blue-gray outfits with red accents as they sing to each other on stage in what it looks to be like a television studio. Mars strums the guitar while Gaga smokes and plays the piano. Lyrics include, "If the world was ending, I want to be next to you." This was the first time the artists have recorded together. 8 years ago, they appeared on stage at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in Paris, where The Weeknd performed a melody of their songs live. Mars' most recent album was released in 2021. It was a collaboration with Anderson .Paak called An Evening of Silk Sonic. Gaga, who will soon be seen in Joker Fall at Doe opposite Joaquin Phoenix, released her latest album, Chromatica, in 2020. Post Malone released F1 Trillion, his sixth studio album and his first foray into country music, on Friday. The 18-track record features the voices of country music stars Tim McGraw, Blake Shelton, Dolly Parton, Luke Combs, Lainey Wilson, Brad Paisley, Hardy, Ernest, and Hank Williams Jr. Morgan Wallen, Jelly Roll, Sierra Farrell, and Chris Stapleton also collaborated with the 29-year-old singer and rapper. Malone and Jelly Roll worked together on the song Losers. Malone wrote on Instagram, "Thank you to everyone involved in the making of this project. I'm so honored to have worked with some of my favorite artists, writers, and friends." The singer recently shared that he doesn't like genres and the confinement they opposes. He had previously professed his preference for the label artist over rapper. Fans were lavished Malone with praise on social media. One commenter said, "Country Malone is where it's at." Many people declare their belief that F1 Trillion will be the album of the year. Malone says, "I've had the time of my life making this record. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm so excited for the opportunity to make it. Everyone keep expressing yourself, having fun, loving what you do, and loving each other. I love you more than I can say." Malone had also recently collaborated with Beyonce and Taylor Swift, released his Father and Sons album, and lent his voice to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Billie Eilish shared her love for Tangerine's The Dark Knight and Kavinsky's Night Call when she took the Colbert Questionnaire on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert Thursday night. Colbert asked the 22-year-old singer, "Are you ready to be fully known?" The rapid-fire questions are designed to cover the full spectrum of human experience and range from inquiries about favorite foods to the hopes for the future. When asked about her favorite sandwich, Edish is vague as she describes a pesto situation with an eggplant thing that her brother Finesse makes her, and a vegetarian sandwich from Ike's. Colbert teased, "Is it a secret? I just want to know why I can't know of any of your sandwich recipes. Are you opening your own chain?" Edish laughs, "I usually don't look inside it, then I just eat it." She eventually declared that PB&J is the best sandwich. The Neighborhood was the first band she ever saw in concert, and she is scared of whales. She said she savors the smell of honeysuckle and jasmine, and she's watched The Dark Knight 17 times. When asked about what she thinks happens after death, Edish says, "I really have no idea, but I feel like we go back to where we were, nothing. I would love the afterlife idea, and if I see it, great." She also expressed that she didn't like the idea of eternity. If given the option of listening to a single track for the rest of her life, Edish selected Night Call by Kavinsky. And when asked how she might describe her future in 5 words, she said laughter, smiling, snuggling, eating, singing. Billie Eilish, who released Hit Me Hard and Soft in May, appeared in a broadcast after the Paris Olympic closing ceremonies August 11th, alongside Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. An upcoming tribute concert will honor the late country music star Toby Keith. Toby Keith, an American icon, will feature covers of the musician's popular songs, such as A Little Less Talk and A Lot More Action, performed by Carrie Underwood, and As Good As I Once Was, performed by Eric Church. Bradley Gilbert and Hardy will cover How Do You Like Me Now, while Riley Green and Ella Langley will perform Who's Your Daddy. The 2-hour special will also feature performances from Luke Bryan, Lainey Wilson, Ashley McBride, Jamie Johnson, Darius Ruckert, Jordan Davis, Clay Walker, and Tyler Hubbard. Crystal Keith, Toby Keith's daughter, will also perform. The official synopsis reads, one of the most prolific and self-directed creative forces in country music's modern era, singer-songwriter Toby Keith amassed 42 top 10 hits and more than 10 billion streams, largely on the strength of his own songwriting and producing. Keith's influence crossed generations, and his legacy reached around the globe. Toby Keith died in February of stomach cancer. He was 62. Jelly Roll, who appeared in the tribute, said at the time, "Toby inspired millions, and I was one of them. R.I.P." The concert will premiere on August 28th on NBC and will land on Peacock the following day. And finally, Building the Band will examine whether a hit band can be created without members first meeting in person. The synopsis reads, in this Love is Blind style musical competition, singers form groups based solely on vocal chemistry before even seeing each other. The show will be hosted by one-time Backstreet Boy A.J. McLean, and contestants will be judged by former Pussycat Dolls Nicole Scherzinger, Kelly Rowland of Destiny's Child fame and One Direction's Liam Payne. Kat Lawson, the show's executive producer, says, with Look out of the equation, can they create a deeper connection with their bandmates? With limited bands, there are difficult decisions and heart-stopping moments along the way, but ultimately the outcome is truly amazing, with bands forming who, in my opinion, are worth of the biggest stage. The tensions will heighten when the band members have to compromise on choreography and style upon their inevitable meeting in person. The show will air on Netflix, but the streamer has not yet released a date. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, August 16th, 2024. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.